Today we're gonna see if we can unlock the secrets of time travel to make this rock punch out a lot more shards than this. It's also nice of the game to constantly keep the shards piled up, even though I haven't unlocked any rock bashers since prestiging, but we can do that part ourselves at least, just so we can get the multiplier up and making sure that this guy stacks up a lot more shards because the collecting is less than the damage. And that gets even more so if we bring in the Slam Club and unlock the House of Shards right away. Requires 10 drones to have been bought. Wants to give those robots a challenge. Oh, interesting. We can double their movement speed. Wow, this is some pretty cool stuff, but we'll get some slammers going right away and give them some jumps and some meditation because that's cool too. And as long as we keep the overall damage way higher than the collection rate, then that means our slammers go into overdrive collecting everything as well. Oh yeah, that's a big stack on top of your head. There's so many fun things here. What is a Gnorp? Oh, and I totally forgot about the skills I got last time. Every time we employ 4 Gnorps, or Gnorps, I have no idea how you say it still, we get an increase in multipliers, so now it's up to 2.4. Excellent. Woo, and look at the bombers. They had a fun effect going on there. Was that their motivation? I think that was. Go past the halfway point between the stash and the rock. Oh no, that's the runners. That's these guys. So to get the time travel stuff going on, we need the propulsion lab set up, and we'll get the bombers doing that. So I can just drop down, well, bam. And now it's about time we got the housing set up so that we can get a few more runners because it's about time for that. And now they're crossing the halfway point, so that should mean their motivation kicks in. Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. When the runners go past, the slammers get motivated for double damage and extra chance to combo. Neat. There they go. They're on fire. Not quite, but they're shiny and red, and that should be happening quite a bit because the runners are constantly getting past the halfway point. It's kind of weird how they're not even paying attention to the rocks over here. Ooh, we can get the bombers to trigger weak spots? Oh, we need the science center. And now that we have that, we just need a few more shards. So now we can get the weak spot discovery. Then if we come over here, we can turn on the bombers hitting the weak spots. Boom! Yes, that is amazing. Oh yeah, that's increasing the pile very quickly. This is looking really good. And because there's so much more damage being done than collection, the runners are always getting the improved stacks. And we need the pile to constantly get bigger because that's how we get these special Zybelium stars. And this beginning of the pile is getting really tall. The runners can't keep up anymore, which is good news for me. Oh yeah, and there's another weak spot triggered. Man, just this beginning of the pile is contributing to everything here. Just a little more compression. And there it is. Yes, we compress, which does so much damage now. So once all this flows back into the rock, we get our first star, which we do need to upgrade to actually collect that. So let's go ahead and do that right away since we can. He's gonna take a sweet time getting over there. Can I force you that way? No, 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 back that way. No, over that way. Okay, just stop. Just stay there. That's good enough. We'll wait on that. Now we just need a few more houses so that we can get the archery range. And these archers have a long way to shoot this time. They're past the prestige rock, and we'll give them fire arrows right away because that's the best thing ever. There's also a benefit to that if I remember right. Yeah, fire damage generates shards that fly much farther, almost all the way to the stash. And now, whoa, okay, wow, those archers are really arcing the arrows. Shooting almost vertical for that. But that, ooh, that is extra good there. It's like a water fountain, but some of the shards are being reclaimed by the rock now, which is a bit disappointing. But look at our multiplier now, it's over 3 times. Wow. Ooh, and yes, we collected the shards, so we get a lot more things. And there's a time shift impact. Bombers will shift back in time after striking the rock, setting up an immediate consecutive strike. And wow, that happens pretty fast. You almost miss it. So he falls down, boom, and then boom. Right away. Yes, that's wonderful. Bombers are gonna do so good for us like they did last time. I may have built more houses than I knew what to do with. We have 12 Gnorps that are not being used right now. And I'm not too sure I want the Mountaineers this time because they kept me from compressing last time. So why don't we just check out the robotics? They deliver shards, but they eat most of them, which isn't great. But, you know, we are generating a lot of shards, so maybe it's not so bad. Plus, the slammers do get a bonus from drones being active as well. This compression cycle. I see. Slammers do additional 3 prep jumps. Ooh, and the drones benefit from the bombers. Oh, and that reduces their consumption speed as well, or their consumption rate. And what is this? XY1AB? I have no idea what that is, but we'll get a drone and see how well they do. So I zip on over, pick up some shards, and yep, oh man, they ate so much of those. But now they're collecting. And then we just need 5 bombers for that to go into effect, so let's go ahead and do that. So now we can activate it. Now they're only gonna eat half of them. Descent rate reduced, acceleration reduced. So they do eat less, but they move slower as well. You know, that's fine by me. We're still getting more shards. And then this needs 10 drones to be bought. Well, at least we can afford them, or most of them. And it looks like the drones are starting to pull their weight. They're collecting more than the runners now. Or at least they're trying, but the runners are still keeping well enough ahead because they have bigger collection stacks. And we'll go ahead and increase the combo chance of the runners, or the slammers, which the stacks aren't going as tall this time, probably because the shards are worth more, but they only get a hard 20 increase to shard capacity, so we should probably upgrade that for them as well. Whoops, I don't know what I just did. Oh yeah, increase their speed as well. That's fine. We'll just increase their capacity once again. Ooh, it looks like the slammers are getting their benefit again, which is good because the pile is purely at the front again. Good job, runners. But now we can unlock some fun things like the gun versus rock, which is setting up right over here. I would have thought the arrow people would have gone here first, but oh well. But now that we have that, we can get the balloon gunner because we did unlock the Gatling balloon, which I'm not sure how much more that does compared to the regular bullets, but we're about to find out, and we can probably compare it by getting some rifle Gnorps. At least 2 of them for a fair comparison. And then the balloon starts to get into position and let loose a flurry of bullets. Oh yes, that is glorious right there. And that is just a constant spray. It's pushing the balloon back. Oh, that's hilarious. Some of the bullets are missing too, which is kind of to be expected with Gatling guns, but look at him go. You had a brief moment to turn around like, whoa, how'd I get over here? But that is amazing. And that is just constantly building up the damage there. We are well over the double point for the runners to take benefit. Let's improve their capacity as well. So they should be able to carry like 35 or so now after the bonus. The only thing I'm worried about with the drones is we might have a similar issue with the mountaineers where they're constantly taking stuff off the top, like in the middle. So we're not getting the stack built as high as fast. But I mean, so many of these things are doing small amounts of damage, so we're building up right here the most as it is. And there's enough flying way over here to keep the runners occupied, so they're not touching the pile at all. Now we just need a bit more housing until it costs 1,000 a piece, so that we can get enough Gnorps in reserve to equip 10 runners this time, since the runners get a benefit from that. Slammer's movement speed is doubled, which I think is gonna be more helpful than the drones right now. And look at how tall the pile's getting. Oh gosh, but the runners are hitting the pile now. That's not ideal. We're still building up to the next compression event, but we might need a few more things to help with that. How about some increased weak spot frequency? That should be good for the bombers. And that constant fire damage spreading stuff right next to the stash is really good for us. Keeps the runners away from the pile I want to build up, even though they still manage to reach it in some capacity. Ooh, and if we turn on auto housing, we don't have to worry about buying the houses ourselves. They'll just do it as long as there's less than 5 Gnorps. And this tower's just getting incredibly tall. They got a great view of the action. And I'm a little surprised none of these places benefit from there being a lot of runners. I keep getting the two mixed up. Slammers. There's no places that benefit from a lot of slammers. But that doesn't mean we have to not get the slammers increased, especially since they're on fire because the runners keep getting past the halfway point. It's so nice to see everybody get motivated by each other in a extremely competitive sense. Oh, and we can get their combo chance increased to 80%. Oh, that's the maximum? Oh, that's no fun. I want to see them just constantly hit the rock over and over and over again like this. But look at just how much that is pumping out too. We're doing 12,000 damage, which we're not getting the double collection bonus anymore. Ooh, which is actually kind of good because that slows the runners down. Yes, we're gonna get the compression event soon. I can feel it. Also, that multiplier is lit right now. And we can get the grenade launcher for the rifle Gnorps as well. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and get another bomber because they're the ones that are contributing the most to this pile. Specifically this pile right at the front. front. And thankfully, the drones can barely not keep up with it. The only time of concern is when the weak spot kicks in, because now the runners have that double capacity going, or at least they did, and now they don't. So as long as they don't, we should see the compression event really soon. Oh wow, that really jumped up. Oh, but now they're reaching the pile. That's invigorating the slammers. And because they're constantly motivated, that extra chance to combo means they're comboing 85% of the time. I like the sound of that. There we go, just keep it going. It's going up at a constant rate. I like it. And if I read the things right, the compression event should get rid of the drones as well, which I'm okay with. I don't like them as much as I thought I would. How dare you steal shards for your own survival? They're supposed to go to me in the stash. It's also funny just how extremely different of a pile this is compared to the last video. It's so centralized on one point just so we can get more of the Zybelium pieces. I do wish there was a population counter for how many Gnorps are employed at different places, but if I increase the bombers by one more, yeah, that increases it. There we go. That's what I like to see. That just makes the compression event happen that much sooner, which I do wonder what happens when we get past tier 2. Does that mean more shards get reclaimed at a time? Because there's a lot that are flying back to the rock right now. Ooh, but we have a nice amount of shards now. That means we can get something cool like the Academy, which unlocks Gnorps. Can lift shards with their minds. That sounds like fun. Oh, where's that going? Way over here. On top of Excalibur? No, not quite, but right next to it. Oh, that's a big facility. Whoa, look at him go. He's flying! Oh, but I need Zybelium shards for that? Oh, say no more. We're just about to that point. The sad thing is the drones are picking up on the tallest piles. So yeah, I don't think I'll be getting these next compression cycle, but at least they're slow enough that they can't keep up with all of them. How far does a shard go if I just tap like this one over here? Just boop. Okay, that dumps it off the pile. I won't be doing that. Somehow there's still enough collecting going on that we're not compressing. More bombers. We'll get 10 of those, because that sounds like a good number, and we'll get 10 slammers as well. And because we have less than 5 Gnorps, that's more houses being built. A little more than we need, but that's okay. Oh man, a lot more than we need. You know what, that's good enough for me. There, now the pile's really jumping up there. Look at it go. Second compression event underway. Yes, there it goes. Beautiful. Oh, it's making the drones malfunction. Whoa, they're slamming into the rock. What? Oh, I just clicked the drone and it deleted it. Huh, I didn't know I could do that. I probably could have gotten rid of the drones a lot sooner, but whoa, lots of things are slamming into it now. What are those? They're little drone fragments or something. Is that what's going on? I have no idea, but now they're causing damage. And now the balloon is taking a break from shooting the rock so we can collect it. Oop, crystal. Oop, that was my bad. Okay, but now it's there for you on the way back, so I won't touch it again, sorry. And now the rocks are blue. Dabba-dee-da-doo. Looking like some icebreaker mints. And man, there's so many things we could use this crystal for. A Gatling gunner, more time shift impacts, a garden, and also things like teleportation for the runners. But there is also this academy here that I'm really curious about. But I also know that the less we collect, the more compression events that are gonna happen. And this pile's building up pretty quickly again. We might get another compression event happening pretty quickly here, which if I read this thing right, that means the baby drones are gonna die. So we can get 1 or 2 drones back here so that we have someone that does kick off. Also, I can definitely see that the shards are flying back to the rock a lot faster this time, but it's still not quick enough for the compression event. And now we have 100,000 shards in our bank account. That is beautiful. Well, about a half hour later, we are most of the way to the next compression event, but look at how many shards we've collected. 644,000. That's honestly enough for us to unlock the garden. They love flowers, besides looking pretty, also have some utility. We need to cook. Is there a Gnorp named Walter by chance? I'm curious as to what this is. There's quite a few crates going over there. Whoa, this is a big facility. Wow. Oh, look at that. They're growing the flowers. Do they do anything with them? We just unlocked a lot of upgrades, like puke. Okay, not what I would have expected for an upgrade, but now we're collecting flower power. Oh my goodness, but those are expensive. So do the flowers give us other upgrades? Interesting. So we can generate pukers with the grow flowers. We can make a Hulk? What? We just collected a whole bunch of flowers right there. What is this process? Oh, we just made a Rubik's Cube. Huh. So then that gets brought into the machine. Okay, and it gets compacted and added to the mix. Ooh, and we're boiling it. What do we do with this? This is some mad science going on here. Okay, thing just went, oh, there he goes. Okay, now he's separating them into the things and then pumps it back into the soil. Whoa, juice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. So that guy just had a bad time and now there's acid damage happening to the rock. Wow. Oh my gosh, and that's the Hulk.
We have a Hulk.
What is this thing? What did I just curse the Gnorp's existence with? Oh, please tell me you're good at your job. Just strolls right on up to it, and then, oh, bam, shockwave. Whoa! I think that shifted the whole pile more so. And then another one comes in and does it again. Bam! Yeah, it's shifting the whole thing. That's pretty cool, actually. So then there was a blue one as well. Here's a blue one. What do? Oh, whoa, your eyes just went all crazy. You got big old anime eyes. Oh, there goes another puker. So the blue eye person does what now? He walks on over to the, whoa. He's like, what was that? What was that? I need to read that again. They create directors. They sit on the rock and then directors are repelled by fire. I don't think we want that anymore. So if we find the arrow place again and get the ice arrows this time, then we wait for another director to show up. He hops on the rock and then it said that increases the range of the rocks that fly. Interesting. Oh, and there's a few of them at a time too. Wow, that is some pretty cool science we unlocked right there. And then there were other upgrades too. Concentration for the propulsion lab. So that gives them a little better stats. And then there was sticky floral residue right here. Oh, that's expensive. But then the gun Gnorps get reduced knockback. Interesting. We also have a lot of Gnorps in reserve. We should probably use them somewhere. Can I upgrade the juice stand? No, but that doesn't seem to be an issue. Oh, seeing the growth of that Hulk is kind of funny. He just takes a jug and it really seems to be up to chance on what stuff is generated at which time. So there's a lot of green here, so there's probably gonna be a huge green supply going into this. And sure enough, green has the most. Well, that's pretty cool. The only problem is the Hulks are kind of hurting us when it comes to the compression because they just shift the whole pile over, reducing the overall height. So we'll just need to get some other things, like we can afford the weak spot that triples the damage of weak spots. And as far as we're concerned right now, that's everything we can get from the analysis lab. So then when the weak spots do happen and it gets hit by a bomber, like so, oh yeah, a lot more shards coming out of there, at least I think. But hey, now we have a 5 times multiplier going. Amazing. We can also give the runners a Geek protocol. Does that mean that the G is supposed to be pronounced like a Y, so it's Gnorp? Well, in any case, they can throw the stuff now and we get a new building out of that. Oh yeah, there they go. They just stop where they are and then yeet, and they make it. That's awesome. Oh, that's the thing, the YX1AB. Where is that? House of Shards, probably? There it is. Ooh, produces rockets. Launch a small rocket? No way. We can nuke this thing? Oh, it looks like I can turn off the flower planting. Neat, so we can stop the shockwave and slowly get the acid spewers and the directors. That should help us get the pile up high enough. Also, if we use the Gnorps we have to get 5 more slammers and 5 more bombers, ooh, we unlocked additional housing. Probably because we bought a lot of houses. Oh, and the best part is the ice combined with the acid makes sure all the shards end up down here, and a lot of them at a time. That's really good, but we're still getting the occasional Hulk. Well, it's not as bad as it was before. We probably just had to empty out that stash. Now all the flowers going in are blue and green. The other crazy thing is I don't know what's doing it, but the shards are almost flying directly from the rock to the stash. Is that the slammers? I think that might be. And the good news is every once in a while, the ice and the acid pile up, which is a major boon to the pile. Oh, we're almost at compression point. Just gotta keep it up a little bit longer. Yes, there it is. There's another compression event. Oh, yes. Where are the drones? They're about to short circuit or something. But that, woo, we got green-ish rocks coming out now. I guess we got hit by too many of those spewers, but we have a really good process in front of us now and some really cool things to play with in the future. And I am curious about what happens when we get to compression level 10, but I think that'll be something for a different video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm really enjoying what we're gonna do with these Zybelium crystals again. Thank you very much for watching and sub to Intern. And thanks to the channel members, including Bread, Mr. Cripple 1, Ancient Elixir 1, Corby Farm, Dakota C, Donamoto, Devion X, Muffin Stuffer, Lucas S, Splatter Sex, The Real Nickname, Hateful Herald, Peggy Sue, Droopalong, TJ, Seriously Sarcastic, Angel, Lily, and The Miner Within.